When did you youth in a Rima, can't find a food with the steamer. And the youth in a playground, now we're not bad on the playground. Hunting them, hungry men is an angry man, Lord. Hunting them, hungry men is an angry man. Everyone look up the top shopper. Everybody quick become knocker. Quick become claim them a da. Through the way that there's a glass of punk. If you know what I know. You say I'm gonna play a different road. It should be why they choose a different approach. Cause if you take a life, I really judge you a fall.
No one that feels so we know them. Others are not the problem. Not take the money coming off them. If the others are from them hearts so cold and them eyes so cold.
How y'all feeling good today?
Burn, we find us.
Full of positive energy.
No, we are so messenger.
Wake up.
Wake up. On the way standing in pressure. Watch them stumble. Watch them system crumble. Watch them stumble. Watch them system crumble. Watch them stumble. Watch them system crumble. Watch them stumble. Watch them system crumble.
Like I beg you watch over me. Every time I touch you on the streets, I globally. Everybody wants it, but nobody. Don't want shit, I trust nobody. Who can't hear and I feel it up. Every time when I see them, I really know. They give me energy, that's what I need to tell me now. How you are gonna feel when you make it out. Yeah, who don't like we know, don't like we know. Keep the same energy where you are, keep down. They love it, me know, they love it, me go, they love it, me go. Go. I want to go to flow, you want me keep it clear. You want me friend, you want me keep it clear. You live in the bed, you want me keep it clear. And one, you want me keep it clear. You get in the love, you want me keep it clear. You live in the trust, you want me keep it clear. So pretend, you want me keep it clear. Keep it clear. Yes, what's that, the beat? Always a chapo, shot at the teeth. All them are gonna tell me the jam at the teeth. When I loan the back of the truck with Saline. Yeah, what's that, the beat? Nothing ever different with the doctors, police. Now preach until I preach for raps up for weeks. But enough of them I look up for tatters and teeth. It's going to interpret. Got a million and these are too far from what's on the surface. It's like where it's serpent. I just go with the flow. You're my girl and your story will never be told. You just know where you go. Can't stay in the dark, it's a lonely road. As I fall on the ground, as I fall on the ground, as I fall on the ground. Yo. Glory to the energy, show me everything.
I think nothing's gonna start. Yo, when I was looking up songs to play for my first song, I usually like to play a song that gets me in the right mood or right vibe. I found this song, Divine Majesty Medley, and the joint is 12 minutes long. I was like, yo, should I play this song for 12 minutes? Yeah. So let's go. Cymarshall Law Show, good morning. I hope you guys are in a positive, good, energetic mood. If not, I'm going to try to bring that to y'all so y'all wake up for y'all day, so y'all go out into the world and you whoop some ass. You take ass. No, you don't take ass. You kick ass and take names. Hilarious. This morning starting off great. So yeah, I want to get into my morning thank yous. My morning thank yous. Let's start this off on the right foot. This has to be my favorite all-time hip-hop. I don't know if you knew that about me, but this beat, every time it comes on, man. Come on. And it kind of goes with the show today. Today's show is called Living a Life with Purpose, episode 33, Cymarshall Law Show. But we'll get into that in a moment. Let's go ahead and start our morning thank yous. Universal God's great architect, cosmic intelligence, God, Jah. Thank you for allowing us to wake up today full of purpose. Thank you for our inner peace. Thank you for our inner happiness. Thank you for abundance. Thank you for affluence. God, thank you for our health. Thank you for our healthy brains. Thank you for removing toxic people and situations from our lives. Thank you for steady progress. Thank you for uplifting people in our lives. Thank you for love. Thank you for support. Thank you for healthy skin. Thank you for healthy eyesight. Thank you for our healthy intestines, our healthy pancreases, our healthy colons, our healthy hearts, our healthy friends, our healthy parents. Thank you for help. Thank you for today, and thank you for the things that today will bring. Thank you for the things that yesterday brought, and thank you for the moment of now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, universe. We appreciate you. Yeah. So how y'all doing this morning? I hope you guys are full of love in your hearts, and if not, I'm going to give you some of the love out of my heart, because guess what? I'm overflowing with it. I have more than enough love to go around. I'm just a loving individual. So today's show is called Living a Life with Purpose. I had a different show scheduled, but I woke up this morning at 3:30 a.m. and purpose was the first word that came to my brain. And I wake up pretty early in the mornings when I have something that I want to do. And it was this show. And I just feel like I'm definitely hitting my lane with the show. I'm having fun. I appreciate everyone who's been listening. And I just feel very purposeful. And I feel like that is something that a lot of people are missing. Some people are born into this life and immediately they know who they are and where they want to go. Some of us, we find it as we get into the teenage years. Some of us find it as they get into 20s, 30s. Some never find it, matter of fact. But I'm very grateful that at the age I am, I'm becoming more and more clear on my purpose. And we'll get into my purpose momentarily, but I wanted to go through a list of things that I feel like that could help you find your purpose. If you don't know what it is, I also found that this list of things are a mirror of what I would like my life to be like on a daily basis. And sometimes, because, life kicks in, it's kind of hard to remember why you're doing things. But the why is so important. But that's one of the things I came up with. So, number one, on a list of how to find your purpose or why to live with purpose or living a life with purpose. Number one, create a future that you want. What I often think is that where do you want to be? Where do I want to be in 3 to 5 years from now? And I can answer that question by the decisions that I make every day. Because the decisions I make today is what is going to get me into my future. And it's like, who are you hanging around with? What are you watching? What are you reading? When I start a song, this is another way for me to say it. You guys know I'm an artist, Cymarshall. I do hip hop. I've been writing for over 20 years, probably over 25 years. When I start a song, I don't know if I've ever told this to anyone, but when I start to write a song, and I wasn't always like this, if I know where I'm going before I write my first word, the song is always much easier for me to create. So I think that in totality, I think everyone, considering what I just said, everyone should start what they're doing with the end in mind. You should start what you're doing today trying to effectively create a positive future. So when I write my songs, I'm thinking like, where is this song going to go? Where should I be by the middle of the song? Where should I be by the end of the song? And when I am clear about where I'm going, then I know what to focus on. And this helps with my purpose. It's like if you were going to drive, I don't know, to Canada. You're going to drive somewhere and you know the general direction, but you don't have the address. it's going to take you a lot longer to get to that place. So my number one is to create a future that, number one is create a future that you want. And I think you do that by starting with the end in mind, and you focus on what you're doing every day. You focus on who you're around, who you're talking to. You focus on your habits, because your habits will always paint a portrait of who you are. Your decisions will always predict your future. So create a future you want. That's number one for living a life full of purpose. Number two, know your why. Know your why. And this to me is a huge thing, because I feel like every day we wake up and we're thrust into life, like I had said before. However, today when you make certain decisions, just make sure you're remembering to ask yourself, why are you doing this? And if you can't answer why you're doing it, then you probably don't need to be doing it. Life it gives you what you give back out to it. And if you're just going through life, you're going through the motions, and you're not asking your questions of why, and you're not being specific to detail, you're going to get what you put out. So in everything you do, ask yourself why. Like, why am I doing this? You know what? I had a thought. When we were kids, or even my kids now, you know what their number one question is? I'll give you one guess. Why? Every 5 minutes, my kids are like, why? I try not to hit them with that, because I'm dad. That's what my parents used to do with me. Matter of fact, the more I ask questions, the more I might get in trouble if they had told me, like, eat your food. Anyway, the point is, the question of why, when we were kids, we asked this all the time. I know I did. I was an inquisitive little kid, turned out to be an inquisitive adult. And it was born from the question why. But as we grow older, I feel like so many of us don't ask why. Kids ask why every day and everything they do. We get to an adult level and we just start going through the motions like we're robots, you know what I'm saying? Well, robots can't break that, but so ask why. You're going to do a lot of things today. As soon as you get off the phone call or Zoom meeting, you're going to have a decision to make. Just make sure you're asking yourself why. Why are you doing it? Why? It's so important. Look at everything you're doing today. And if you can't answer why, then you probably won't feel as connected to your purpose. It's like when I was in math class when I was a kid. I remember asking the teacher, but why are we learning this? And her giving me some answer that, if her answer was good, I would remember it right now. So we were doing something in math class, and I understand now why I had to learn math, but she wasn't able to give me the answer then. So that day in school, I wasn't trying to listen. I was like, why are we learning this? Because I'm never going to use it in my life, because this particular type of math, it's not what I want to do. And truth be told, whatever we were learning that day, I don't use it. But now I know why I was learning it. And that's something I tell my kids all the time. And to be clear on what I'm saying there, math and to me school, and even if it's things that you don't necessarily want to do, you learn them in school to train your critical thinking, to train your sharp thinking, to train your analytical abilities. But at the time, if my teacher would have gave me an answer that clear, that precise, I would have focused on my work that day. So it's like, if you don't know why you're doing something, it's really hard for you to feel connected to it. So number one, create a future you want. Number two, know your whys. Moving right along. What else do I have here? Number three on living a purposeful life. Find your mission for your purpose in life. So I personally, when I don't know my mission, when I don't know my purpose, I feel like my life is kind of foggy. And within the last couple years, I've realized my purpose. And it's something that I was doing kind of anyway, but now that I know what it is, it's easier for me to delve into it. And for me personally, I know my purpose is to inspire. It's to inspire. Every angle, every way you want to look at it. I've noticed that a lot of people, and it could be people I don't know, it could be friends, it could be family members, it could be whoever, they have a hard time starting something, and I feel like it's because they don't understand their purpose. And I feel like nowadays when I start something, I know I'm doing it because I want to inspire more people. Like, I'm doing this show because, and I even started the show thinking I'm not doing it for any reason but the fact that I love it and I want to help people. And that's how I'm able to get up every morning at 5 a.m. Like, I woke up this morning at 3 a.m. and it wasn't because there was like $1 million waiting downstairs for me. It was because I wanted to get on the show and inspire you guys. And I feel like if I could possibly help one person today be greater than they were yesterday, I think, I would hope that the universe was proud of me. And I feel like when you know your purpose, now that I know my purpose, it was very easy for me to get up because I was like, I could help someone today. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could inspire someone. And I feel like inspiring and teaching, even through my music, through everything I do, if I do those things with my purpose in mind, life opens up for me. It's more clear. So just try to understand your purpose. Also, as you're going through your life, sometimes you might get lost, but if you understand your purpose at a point, you can always go back to it and kind of like recalibrate your mission. But you got to know your purpose, and you find your purpose by understanding what you feel deeply and what is very clear to you. Because sometimes some thoughts are muddled, but then some thoughts are just very clear, and then sometimes you don't have a thought that's clear, but you have a strong feeling. So that strong feeling or that clear thought, use those to find your purpose. So number 3 on creating a purposeful life is just knowing your purpose. Number four, act today, not tomorrow. How many times in life have you said, I'm going to do this when I'm ready to do it, or I'm going to do this when I have the money, or I'm going to do this when I'm happy enough, or I'm going to do this when I lose weight? Whatever it is, I feel like you should act now. I promise you, there was never, ever, 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 ever a better time in history than right now. The moment of now is always the best time. So keep that in mind. Just yesterday, I'm not going to get into that. Good things happened yesterday, but it happened because I decided to act now and not wait. And I wasn't necessarily ready, but if you have this passion or dream in your heart, who's to say when you're ready? You could be ready right now. But if you don't try, you'll never know. So number 4 on living a purposeful life would be act now, not tomorrow. Number 5, take baby steps. Crawl. A lot of times we have a goal or mission, and it might be like to lose weight, or it might be to stop smoking, it might be to stop drinking, it might be to stop talking to a toxic person who's not adding anything to our lives. And when we try to come to a full stop, sometimes when it doesn't work out, we relapse hard. So take baby steps. Whatever it is you want to do in life, whatever it is you want to do today, as long as you're taking steps forward and steps to get closer to what you want to do, you're jiggy, man. You're going to get there. I don't think life is a race. I think that you should act now and you should be purposeful, but at the same time, as long as you are acting, as long as you are moving forward, as long as you are taking those steps, you should congratulate yourself and you should give yourself some credit where it's due, because some people never even make that move, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Take baby steps, my friend. Crawl if you prefer, because I know myself when I've tried to be like, I'm not going to eat any sugar, or I'm going to go to the gym every day, I'm going to be on the elliptical, I'm going to be lifting weights every day. There comes a day where I'm like in Wawa and I see like a honey bun. It's a wrap. Shout out to Aubrey, my old manager. One time we were in Hungary And this dude woke up first thing in the morning, and he was like, I want a honey bun. And I was like, damn, bro, good morning. Excuse me, I digress. Oh, which brings me to number 6, which is funny as hell. Focus on one thing at a time, like I should be just focusing on it. So, they say a jack of all trades is a master of none. I don't necessarily believe that to be true. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's not the full quote. Matter of fact, I know it's not the full quote. I just don't remember it right now, but I know the other day someone showed me the full quote is, I think it's something similar to, as long as like you're working on something, you're good. I don't know. Someone look that up for me. The full quote for a jack of all trades is a master of none. So number 7 is just focusing on one thing at a time. And I feel like when we put too many things on our plate, I've said this before, that things tend to fall off the edge. So a key to living a purposeful life is just not taking on too much, not taking on more than you can handle, and doing what you're doing well. And I feel like when you do what you're doing with integrity, and you do it well, and you follow your commitment, I feel like that's it opens a lot of doors. Focus on one thing at a time. Number 7, living a purposeful life. Say no a lot. Say no all the time. When something doesn't fit who you are or your vision or where you want to go, say no. And you got to remember, when you say yes to something, you're always saying no to something else. When you say no to something, you're always saying yes to something else. So keep that in mind when you get asked to do something, when you get asked, when you're asking yourself to do something. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Because if you say yes to everything, you're just going to wear yourself thin, and the vision where you're trying to get to is going to be harder to get to, because you have all these obligations of things you told him yes, you told her yes. But if it's not something that is of value to you, or something that can help other people, or something that is just passionate to you, you have a deep feeling for, say no. Focus on what you need to focus on. Say no. It's okay to say no, because people will just keep on taking, and they'll wear your ass thin. Trust and believe that. So say no. Don't be afraid to say no. No, no, no. You can't have, no, I'm not coming. No, I don't want to do that. Don't feel pressured into anything. Say no. When you feel like saying no, say no. That's number 7 on living a life full of purpose. And then I only have 9, so we got 2 more to go. And this one, number 8, is a huge one for me. These are in no order, but this one, if I were to put it on a list, this probably would be 1 or 2, but it's number 8 on my list. And number 8 would be, let me just open this back up so I can see all. My number. Hey, Amelia, the beat playing in the background. I got this little setup where I can actually talk to you guys on the side. Oh, my man, Broadway, let you know. It's The Far Side, and it is Passing Me By. Check it out. Yo, if you haven't heard that Far Side album from way back in the day, check it out. Yeah, Amelia, it's Far Side, Passing Me By. Number 8, I was saying number 8 is one of my biggest things. It's look at all your obstacles as signs. Understand that when you're trying to get somewhere and something is blocking your path, that thing is not blocking your path because you shouldn't go where your heart is telling you to go. Sometimes things block our path because we just need to go a better, different direction in this life. If we always are trying to go in a direction that's not working, we're never going to get anywhere. So look at your obstacles as signs, as ways to improve yourself. Don't look at an obstacle and get discouraged. And a book that taught me this the most, that is very clear to me, is one of my favorite books. Maybe one day we'll talk about it on the show, because today is Book of the Week Day with Rosa. But The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And not a spoiler of the book, but the main character in that book, Santiago, he came up to a lot of obstacles, and at one point he was feeling like the obstacles meant he shouldn't follow his path. But in actual fact, the obstacles were all there to help him get where he needed to go. But at the time, that's, super hard to see sometimes. It's just when you come up with a block, when someone is not allowing you, or something is not allowing you to get where you go, just understand that that obstacle may be a blessing. Someone recently told me, no. Just like I tell you guys to say no when you need to. So this person told me, matter of fact, they didn't tell me no, they just didn't respond, and I took that as a no. But then I took that non-response and I did something great with it. Like, I can't even say what I've done, but that's usually how I act. When something comes in my path and tries to kick me down, or something tries to discourage me, or something hurts me, I take that as a sign that I'm going to be successful, because I know the universe does not want me to fail. The universe does not want you to fail. You know what I'm saying? The universe didn't put a dream in your heart so you could fail. So just understand, look at obstacles as signs. Number 9. And this is having a lot to do with what's going on right now. Number 9 is consume uplifting content. So just understand that you are the people you talk to. You are your friends. You are your family. You are the things you watch. You are the things you read. You are the podcasts you listen to. And when you're filling your body, when you're filling your mind, when you're filling your heart with positive things, you tend to become the things that you're filling your body up with. So a lot of times we feed into negativity of what's on the news or what's on social media. And then, we become depressed and anxious, and we're not sure where it came from. But you just got to understand that what you feed your body, what you read, the things you take in, the things you watch, the things you hear, that's what you become. So surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself in positive situations. You know what I'm saying? If you have friends that are always negative, maybe, I'm not saying they shouldn't be your friends, but maybe you shouldn't talk to them that much. Nah, try to help them. But I'm just saying, if they are negative all the time, that's not going to help you. And sometimes you got to know when to say no. So yeah, that was my list of things to live a purposeful life. I want to go ahead and get into the song of the day. Then after that, we're going to have Rosa join us for the book of the week. So yeah, my name is Cymarshall. If you enjoyed the show, click subscribe. Share it. Tell people about your boy. He's on the morning show every morning giving you love and positive energy. I hope you guys can feel this love, because that's all made that fun. Yeah, so the name is Cymarshall. Yesterday I came out with my track of the week. I'm releasing 52 songs this year, and in addition to that, an album probably in August. But every week on Tuesdays, I release a song, and this Tuesday's song is called All Me, and it's produced by me. So yeah, I'm going to get into this joint. I wonder if I could, let me try to say this acapella verse. I'm not sure if I'm going to remember it, so don't crucify me if I forget this. I'm going to say the second verse acapella, then I'll play the song. And then after I play the song, we're going to have Rosa join us to get into our book of the week. Let me see. I said, I had my first kid at 20. Since then, there's been one mission. To my kid's mom is the only time there was fucks given. Ride till the wheels fall off, or I'm done living. Point blank, taking bets whoever thinks I'm missing. They say the last shall be first. I know the order, but life can be colder than Ray Ray killing Ghost's daughter. I'm all about a life that we can make better, so my style, if you could touch it, it would feel like suede leather. I can't tell how many fuckers I slayed, while your eyes are the color of jade, I'ma get paid. Here you go, don't get it twisted when the weed blow, 'cause I'm in tune with the miseducation of the Negro. League on my own when I'm speaking a poem, so that whack shit you wrote, you can leave it at home. Righteous, but I'm down for the fuckery. Because ninjas knew that I'm Gorilla Glue, and they stuck with me. Yeah, Cymarshall Law. We're going to get into these joints. All me. Available on all digital streaming platforms. I hope y'all are enjoying the show so far. I always enjoy having y'all. And yeah, the boy Cymarshall Law, and this one is called All Me, produced by me. Yo, Rosa, I expect you to be joining halfway through the song.
Creative orgasm, lost battle, incorrect politically, policy was never me, I'm just the best to see. Arrogant, no, confident, yes, insecure people don't follow me and say my success came luckily. Black magic, I reply, fiction might be, but I'm born in the morning, start in the game like Spike Lee. Different night seats, you can picture the things I see. Cold cowboy, sticks, who will come after style, look inside my mind, I'm all the telepath, cause I like hip-hop, then return to life because my verse is nice. That's work, the key niggas get, I'm in the shit, but you planning like it. I got your number, listen, poor choice getting traded to the thunder. I expect it, but you expect that if you know me. You can't bring it back like I'm a climber, cause Cymarshall be greater than the water China. These are rhymes, this is all me, but just a piece of my story. I get it all, but you wrong. If you ever thought that you knew me from the song.
I'm feeling like playing something funky.
But just a piece of my story. I get it all, but you wrong. If you ever thought that you knew me from the song. I had my first kid at 20, then this for one mission. My kid mom was the only time that was fucking giving. Rise to the well, fall off when I'm done with it. Running break, taking bets, whoever thinks I'm missing. They say the last shall be first. I know the order, but life's gonna be colder than big range. Killing ghosts and daughter. I'm working out along the we can make better. So I started to protection, it was feel like you ain't left us. I shed time in this fucking flame. All eyes of the color of the jade, I'm gonna get paid. These people don't get it twisted when the weed blow. Cause I'm in tune with the miseducation of the Negro. Thinking my own when I'm speaking of home. So that rap that you brought, you can leave it at home. Righteous, but I'm down for the fuckery. Niggas live, I'm Gorilla Glue, and you stuck with me. These are rhymes, this is all me. But just a piece of my...
Yo.
Yeah.
So
Coming to you live and direct from Japan. My friend, Rosa.
supper. Can you hear me?
What up, Rosa? How you doing today?
I'm all good, eh? Just checking that you can hear me, eh? Cause can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, sweet. You know, funny story, just real quick, because you know, last week I played it back, right? I was playing the podcast back. I was like listening, you know, taking notes, and then I was just like, man, why didn't I use the headphones? Like, why was I screaming? Like, seriously. So today I'm all good. You know, I'm calm. I'm here. We're good. We're here.
All right, good. I'm glad you said that because I have a question for you now. How does my audio sound today?
Through the headphones, it's all good. It was all good last week as well. It's just that, like, yeah, it's all good. Is it not all good?
Because I changed something today. I changed something today. Going on what you said. Synchronous. Good morning.
Okay.
Yo, so I have the chat because you remember you told me I should focus on the chat more. So now I have a computer over here where I pay attention to the chat. So when people are saying good morning, I'm saying good morning. Thanks, Amelia. She said the song is fire.
Okay. Can I just tell you something funny? My friend just messaged me and goes on iMessage. She's like, "You don't have to hold the mic." Oh, my bad. Okay, let me just drop that.
Oh man, I was gonna get to that.
Thank you, fam. I appreciate the love. For real. So much love out there. You do this.
So I last week when you were on, it was the first time I did the Zoom live, and I called into the internet audio. And when I re-listened to the show, I felt like the songs that I were playing didn't come in as loud and clear as I wanted to. So this week I dialed in, like I used the phone number they had. So hopefully I didn't call anywhere crazy like Japan.
Yeah.
My phone bill's gonna be crazy.
Crack up.
But as long as you can hear me loud and clear,
I can hear
I'm
you.
happy.
I can hear you. But I guess if they can't hear us loud and clear, they'll let us know in the chat, huh?
Yeah, I've been paying attention.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, let's get into it. I'll let you take the lead.
Okay, what's up, everyone? So our book of the week is Say Nothing. I don't know if you can see this because the lighting and stuff. So this is a true story of murder and memory in Northern Ireland. And the author is Patrick Radden Keefe. So he is an American writer and investigative journalist. He won the 2019 National Book Critics Circle Award for nonfiction. And he's well known for writing investigative pieces for the New York Times and the New Yorker. And so this book started off as a piece for the New Yorker magazine. Yeah. So, so I just wanted, like I think I mentioned last week, I don't really like to give away, I'm not about that giving away stuff in the book, but I really just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about his process and like just a few things about the story, really. So the initial idea for the story came from when Keith read the obituary for Dolores Price in the New York Times. I think it was 2013. And it mentioned, this Dolores Price, this woman, it mentioned that she had been implicated in the disappearance of this woman. Her name is Jean McConville. So, and she disappeared in 1972. So that's kind of like the setting where the story kind of begins, right? So, yeah, that was basically what got him into, he was intrigued, right? So we have two women. One is an IRA soldier and the other is the victim. So IRA is short for Provisional Irish Republican Army, but I'll talk more about that soon. Okay, so he basically, like his intention was to write about how the lives of these two women intertwine. But, as he continued to investigate and get more information, he realized that, he was getting a whole lot more than he bargained for, really. So, he came across like countless tragedies, victims, a lot of killings, senseless killings, riots, bombings, and, behind all of that, there seemed to be some kind of political motivation, like there was some politics behind all of that. So it's real, like deep. It's like this book there's so many intricate layers, and you're just like, honestly, chapter by chapter, I just felt like I was just peeling back, information bit by bit, and I love that. I love these kind of books where, I pretend I'm the FBI, CIA, that's what's
like
up.
For a real movie.
Yeah. So yeah, where was I? So so basically he's like this outsider going in, and he's interviewing like survivors and families of victims. And then, people are like hesitant, they're not like, there's this like culture of silence. And people are like, years later, the people that he's trying to talk to, they're still fearing for their lives. And so hence why the book is called Say Nothing, so, and of course he had to make it clear that he had no agenda. He really was trying to get to the bottom of this, the story about this woman who had this mother who had disappeared, mother of 14 children, right? Just disappeared 14? Okay. So, in Belfast in like the 70s, it was like Irish families are huge. So, and like, I think like he spent 4 years working on this book. And I think a lot of it was really trying to give Jean McConville's children closure, because like after she disappeared, it was just a lot of things happened to the children, but yeah, I'll just leave that there. So they experienced a lot of just tragic circumstances in their lives. And then of course years later, as this investigation is taking place and he's writing this book, obviously they're all adults, but they're still kind of like suffering from that that trauma. of their
Can
mum.
imagine.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the Troubles because I've mentioned the Troubles, and basically what it is it's an ethno-nationalist conflict, and it spanned like 3 decades, I think from like the 60s to maybe 1998. And they had this Good Friday agreement where it was like a peace accord kind of thing. And so there were 2 groups. So we have the Protestant Unionists, who are the loyalists, and they wanted Northern Ireland to remain a part of the UK. And of course, on their side, they've got the police, they've got like paramilitaries, they've got the British Army, so they're like full force. And then opposition to that are the Catholic nationalists, and they're the Republicans. So they're wanting Northern Ireland to become, part of the Republic of Ireland. So they're basically they're seeking unification. And that's where we get the IRA, Provisional Irish Republican Army. So they're seeking like unification and stuff, right? But at the cost of so many lives. So I think the Troubles overall, there may have been in that 30-year period, like 4,000 deaths, which probably doesn't sound a lot when you, like it's a lot when you think about other like civil wars and stuff that like take place in like Africa, like countries in Africa, right? It probably doesn't sound like, well, 4,000 over 30 years, it's not a lot, but it's the way that they were like killing people, and it was crazy. There are many books that have been written about the Troubles, many movies that have been made about the Troubles. And I think one of the really popular movies was In the Name of the Father, which was, I think, like 1993, and it starred Daniel Day-Lewis, and he also won an Oscar for that. So that's a really popular one. Like if I talk to someone about the Troubles, they're like, oh, Daniel Day-Lewis, In the Name of the Father. Right. It's a really good movie. You should watch it. Just saying.
I will.
But I think for me, 5 words that I would use to describe this book is gripping, compelling, complex, deep, and it's very educational. Like seriously, I love history, so naturally I was like okay, so when I was growing up, my parents used to make us watch the news all the time, and I recall always seeing IRA bombing Ireland, bombing Northern Ireland, always on the news. So naturally I was like really intrigued and wanted to learn more about the Troubles and read up on it. But yeah, genre, this is a true crime, nonfiction, historical text. So if you're listening and you're one of those people like, I don't really know, I would say, go for it, try it out. It's available in book form, ebook, of course, and audiobook. And I actually, I need to shout out my friend Amy, like big ups to Amy, who is our teacher librarian in our middle school, high school, because she got this book, right? It's brand new. And I actually just touched it for the first time last week, because when I read this book, I actually read the ebook, right? This was like, oh, so this is what the book looks like. But I read the ebook, and then halfway through the ebook, I was like, yo, I'm not feeling this. I need to hear these Irish accents. So I switched to the audiobook. Yeah. So
yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I know. Yeah. Shout out to Amy. But I mean, I don't. Yeah, I know. I'm rambling on, fam. I know. I'm just gonna wrap it up by. I really just want to say that it's what I took away from this is that it's so interesting to listen to the different accounts of the key people, like key figures that are involved in this conflict that spans like the 30 years, but even prior, leading up to this period. Like there are some key people in there who are still alive today and are deeply embedded within like Irish politics. I tell you, man, this is like, I was like, yo, I'm going FBI in this, man. I think I could be an investigator. No, actually, but it's such a good book. Like it's well researched, it's in depth, like it's just the historical narrative. I mean, this guy is so hardcore with his investigations. It's so good, like highly recommended, educational listening experience. The Irish accent's pretty good too, just saying. Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's it. Oh, sorry, one more thing actually. So this book takes place, like, obviously in the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, right? And then in England and in the USA. Obviously he's an American writer, but in Boston, something interesting I found out at the beginning of this book. Boston College, they have this library called John J. Burns Library. If you're from Boston, anyone out there, and it holds the most comprehensive collection of Irish cultural and political artifacts in the US. For real.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And so when this investigation was reopened in 2013, there were some police officers who flew from Belfast into Boston to collect all this information that they were going to use for the investigation. So yeah, that's it. That's the book of the week, guys.
Nah, it's super dope. I want to read it. You did an excellent job. She made it sound very compelling. I'm sure it is. It sounds like a real life Dan Brown book, but even better.
For real. Oh, let's not talk about Dan Brown. Let's not get into Catholicism. Just kidding. Yeah.
Nah, I read a lot of books. We should do those. I read like 4 or 5 of his books. But yeah, that's an awesome review, Rosa.
What? Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, that
just
was
kidding.
awesome. That was
So I know like time and stuff is time is ticking. So I really just wanted to jump in real quick. I'm actually going to ask Sai some questions just in a bit, but I wanted to show you. That's right. Cue the music. Chicka, chicka, chicka. Just kidding. So this is stamped, and it's Black History Month. But I mean, every month should be Black History Month. That's what's up. So this is the book that I'm going to be sharing next week, and I even gave Sai some homework to do. And then, sorry, it was the teacher and me. I was like, bro, you got homework. So this is the book that I'm going to be sharing. Bro, you better do your homework. So this is next week's book. If you don't already know, I mean, I love Trevor Noah, but Jason Reynolds, oh my God, I love him too. He is the man, amazing author, so talented. So this is next week's book, and yeah, anyways, are you ready?
Awesome. Can't wait to hear about it. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so I told Sai that I was gonna ask him some questions because I'm like, this is his show, and everyone's probably like, well, this is a bit random, him putting this like book of the week thing in the middle of the week, and I'm sure his followers and fans want to know, is this guy a reader for real, or is he just like researching before he comes on the show? Anyway, Sai, what was the last book you read?
The last book I read was Prodigy's My Life. The hip-hop artist Prodigy from
yes.
Mobb Deep.
Yes, I've listened to that.
No.
Is it different?
No, you know what? I read a book after that. It was Timbaland's book, his autobiography.
I haven't read that.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I like Prodigy better. Shout out to Timbaland, but Prodigy's had so much information that I didn't know about him. His history is wild. Like,
I know.
I had no idea that Prodigy went through all this stuff. Like, when Jay-Z had that man up on the Summer Jam screen in the ballerina outfit?
Yeah.
The story behind that and like how he was there is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's incredible that it took all the laughter out of Jay-Z doing that to him for me. Like, oh, that's not funny at all.
Yeah.
Like, he's cultured. Like, his parents, his family. So Prodigy, if you listen to some of his music, I don't think he always gives you his full, like, he gives you the street side of his life. But that man, he had sickle cell. He had a very hard life. He had been in pain since like he was born. And I don't want to give all the details of the book, but if you're looking for a book that is going to give you some surprises, and if you love hip hop history, Prodigy's book Yeah, for sure. Check that out. So yeah, that's not the last book I read, but the book before last I read. Timberland's book was pretty dope too.
Yeah. I read I listened to the audiobook, Prodigy, the audiobook, because he reads it. It's so good. Like I think I was like 3/4 of the way through and then I just stopped. But I've still got it, so I need to finish it.
Yeah. My
okay, so
my favorite book for autobiography. When I go to bookstores or when I go online and go to bookstores, I'm always in the autobiography section because I love to see how people came and where they came from. If you got to some level of superstardom, more than likely it wasn't luck and you had to work really, really hard. So I just love to read those stories because we're all on a journey and we all have these obstacles we have to get past. So reading about other people's real life obstacles and seeing how they overcame them is very intriguing to me. So those are my favorite types of books. I've read most of my books in my house are autobiographies. So, yeah.
Cool. And did you have a favorite book or a book series as a child, like growing up as a child? Like, were you reading as a child, or is it something that you kind of just picked up later and like?
To be clear, when I was young, I didn't like reading at all. Like, I didn't want to even be in school, to be honest. I'm not really the type of guy that likes following directions or having to do anything. I'm kind of like a free spirit. But then when I got to be, I think it was 13 or 14, I started reading comic books hardcore. And to be all the way truthful, I was stealing these comic books. What? I'm being truthful. Right. I'm keeping a. There was a store down the street that it was a bookstore, but they had a little like comic section in the corner. And I don't steal anymore. I'm greater than that. I was 13, but I definitely was stuffing 10 comic books down my pants and walking home with a limp. So yeah, I was reading these comic books, Uncanny X-Men, Avengers, Spider-Man comic books, and then that's when I realized that it's just the person writing the story, and as long as I'm intrigued or compelled by the story, there had to be other writers. In my little 13-year-old brain, I thought there's no way only these comic books are good. There has to be bigger books. So it started off like that, and you asked, I think you asked if I have a favorite book, and I do, and it's autobiography, and it's not a hip hop autobiography. So one day I was when I used to live in my mom's house many years ago, and my sister used to live there too. I was coming out of the kitchen and I saw a book on the table, and I said, "Mom, what's that? What's that about?" And she said to me, "Oh, that's just a book I was going to give your sister. I don't think you'll like it." And if you know me, when you tell me I can't or I'm not gonna, I'll go do the exact opposite. Like how are you gonna tell me what you think I'm gonna like? I like anything that has feeling or emotion to it. So Mom was like, you probably wouldn't like it. It's not your type of book. And I was like, oh yeah. I picked it up, and the book was A Piece of Cake by Cupcake Brown. Have you ever read it?
But I'm gonna get I need to know.
The one.
I'm so curious now. Damn it. I'm intrigued.
That's the one. I love that book. It's an autobiography, and without spoiling it, it's about a girl who was a orphan, and she came up in a lot of different homes. She, was abused, drugs, alcohol, gangs. She went through it all. It's a true story. Her name is Cupcake Brown. Look her up. And just her story of where she came from and where she got to, like, she raped, everything you could imagine. All the worst things you could imagine happened to this girl, or a woman. She grew to be a woman, and she got. Well, it's not. What word am I looking for? It's not hidden. If you look on the internet, you'll see what happened to this woman. But she became so many great things. She became, a lawyer, and she just succeeded. I always describe her story like, I don't know if you ever seen that movie or read the book, Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith played the actor in the movie. You've ever seen it? Please tell me.
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Well, what? What? You didn't see this movie? So Will Smith played the name of the guy, and he was a father to a young Jaden. It was the first time Will and Jaden were on screen together, and that man went through hell and high waters, and where he ended up, how successful he was, is incredible. And I always refer back to that story because that Pursuit of Happiness story is like ice cream compared to what Cupcake Brown went through. And you know, she succeeded. So I love success stories. I love real success stories. My man Broadway, who's in the chat, I'm pretty sure he read this one too. I recommended it to him. I think he's pretty sure he loved the book. So yeah, my favorite book of all time is probably A Piece of Cake by Cupcake Brown. And then before that, it was a book named Decipher. Yeah, it was Decipher. Back in the day, my then girlfriend's family member used to work at like a bookstore where they had like books that had things wrong with them. So they would just give them out to free. So I used to get like a bunch of books, and one time I got this book. I'm ashamed that I don't remember the author now because I read it so long ago. I probably read it when I was 18 or 19. But it's called Decipher if you want to look that up. Incredible book, and it's not a true story. However, it's one of those fiction books that take real information, fact, and then they intertwine it with
realistic fiction.
Yeah, Decipher. So if anyone wants to find out who wrote that book, I need to buy it back. So I probably want to read it again. So yeah, those are my favorite books.
Ooh, and if you could be any book character, who would you be and why?
That's a great question. If I could be any book character, who would I be and why? I feel like I am this person, Santiago from The Alchemist.
Okay.
And the reason why is because Santiago was on a journey. And I always feel like I'm on a journey. I always feel very purposeful. Like this morning, my first thought was purpose. And I also feel like I'm an alchemist. And an alchemist is someone who makes something from nothing. And I feel like there's been so many times in my life that I just created. I used my own heart, my own imagination, my own ideas, my own mind, my own willpower, my own self-belief, and I manifested things that weren't there. Nothing can be made because energy doesn't die, so everything is always here. However, you can manifest things to become present in your life. So I think that's something that Santiago learned. He became the alchemist by the end of the book. He was able to create something from nothing. So I feel like that's something I practice daily. I tell my kids every day, if they ask you what's one thing that Dad says to them, they'll probably say, Dad always says, what did you make today? What did you create? And I think I feel like I am Santiago. Just in 2021, the hip hop version would have happened.
Okay, so because I'm just gonna say I haven't read it, but I'm gonna read it now because I'm just, I'm inspired.
Great book. Great book.
I'm gonna read it. So I know we're gonna wrap up. Just one last question for you, Sai. A lot of artists, musicians, creatives have been, putting out books and stuff. Putting out autobiographies, some children's books. And I was wondering, have you thought about writing a book? And if so, what kind of book?
I'm a secretive guy. You putting me out there.
Should I retract that question?
don't like someone asking me a direct question and me dodging it. So now you've asked me live on air. I'm going to have to answer.
My bad.
No, it's all good. Sometimes I don't even know why I'm holding information inside. I just feel like maybe I shouldn't give it all at once. But to be very clear, and Rosa, I finished my book yesterday or 2 days ago.
Wow, hold out. You didn't even tell me. Wow, I'm glad I asked this question.
I finished it, and my mission for the rest of the week is just going to be rereading the whole thing and changing what I feel needs to be changed. But the actual text from beginning to end, it's done. And every time I flip somewhere and I read a part of it, I'm like, oh my days, this is actually pretty good. Like I'm like, oh, I think it's all those. As I'm reading what I wrote, I'm like, shit, this sounds like a real book.
Stop building yourself up, man. Man, congrats. I'm so happy for you, man. For real. I know you've been working hard. But I just had to ask because I'm sure your followers and your fans, music fans, whatever, I'm sure everyone's like, yo, this guy's sharing all these gems, all these jewels, like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Is he writing a book or what? Like, you know what I mean? So congrats, man. Congrats to you, bro.
I got the cover done. I also have the cover for my next album. I have a lot of things. I can't show you guys yet, but I was about to pull it out, but I'm not done. But yeah, man, I'm so excited. The cover is dope as hell. I don't want to build this up too much.
Hold it up, man. No need to hold it back. For real, man. You just got to celebrate and be happy and just, keep making moves. Stop.
You know what? I built up my last album, my Sui Generis album, and although I loved it, I don't know if I did myself a service, because when you say something is good or great, when people get it, they expect it to be that, and it's just not like their expectations. So I don't think my next album, my next book, I don't think I'm going to say anything about it. I think I'm just going to put it out and see. I know how I feel about them.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you guys decide.
Okay,
that's where I'm going.
So fam, anyone who's listening right now, you heard it here first. He's said it, now he's going to be quiet about it. Now he's not going to say anything else. So don't press him on it. Don't comment in the chat. Just, it's done. Shh. Keep it quiet, fam. Keep it quiet.
Excited. It's coming, and it's coming this year too. Matter of fact, just yesterday I spoke to the editor. I already know who's going to edit it.
Awesome.
I just have to reread it a couple times and make sure I'm giving you guys some juicy, good information. And I already have the cover. This is going to be my first book. I don't know how long it's going to take from this point right now to actually get it into someone's hand. But the book is finished. I have the cover. I have to reread it, maybe change a few things. My guy has to edit it. And then I feel like I could have this book out probably in 2 months, but I'm not going to do that because I want it to be in a package with my album. And the album, I think, is coming out August 22nd.
Awesome.
I chose that date because my birthday is August 29th. And I feel like same day as Michael Jackson, Virgo. I feel like
okay.
Where my Virgo's at? You know what I'm saying? No, I recently found out that Tony Soprano was a Virgo. You watch Sopranos?
Yeah, I already told you, man. I finished. You're so, yeah, I get it. Remember you said you're just catching up now. I already watched the whole thing, man. I think I already told you.
Tony Soprano was born on Kobe's birthday, August 24th. And sometimes these directors and writers write these characters with their star signs in mind. Otherwise, they wouldn't even give them a birthday. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about Tony, I'm like, oh my days, he does have some Virgo traits. It's a wild dude. It's about his business. He's not complaining at all. Where was I? I digress. Where was I going?
I didn't know, man. You were talking about Tony Soprano and Virgos and your birthday and how you're going to drop the book and the album in a package. Oh, yeah.
The album is probably going to drop along with the book on August 22nd. And I do that because I feel like the period right before your birthday, I feel like in my life, I found like it's kind of like a slowing down period, almost like a breaking down period, almost like a regeneration period. And I feel like from your birthday on, it's like the sun is back in your, area, and it brings you good fortune. And this is just how I feel personally. Matter of fact, I have some deeper things than that. I'm not being all the way truthful because I know, but I don't want to get into that today. But it's something that I know from history. Anyhow, yeah, August 22nd.
Don't forget to drop an audiobook, bro. You know, no one can tell your story, just you.
Oh yeah,
think about it.
Do that. I'm definitely gonna. No, I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm definitely gonna do it. I hope for all that to drop at the same time. So yeah, this year is gonna be an exciting year. I can't wait to say I'm an author. Like I want to write in my bio that I'm an author, but I can't do it yet until I publish that book.
Don't be that guy who's like author and everyone's like, what's your book? And no book. It's like 6 months later drops the book and everyone's like, well, this guy was not even an author 6 months ago and he's already like got it on his Instagram like bio.
Wrong fact.
Okay,
Yeah, man, that's. I appreciate those questions, Rosa.
I mean, you know, I had other questions, but you kind of like covered it already. So I was like, gotta ask the biggie, gotta ask the big question at the end. I'm sure the fans are like, you know, they want to know. So it's all good.
Well, I'll give you guys another piece of information that you might want to know. My favorite book by hip hop artist.
Oh, I forgot to ask that. My bad.
I have two, and actually right here. See, they look ratcheted and tattered because I've read them. But one is Jay-Z's Decoded.
I haven't read that. I need to read that.
Oh, you haven't read Ho's book?
I mean, like, you know, I know you told me about it like ages ago, like for real. And then it was like, it's just sitting there in my Kindle. But I'm just like, you know, I gotta do better.
So this one, not to get too deep into it, but the joint is called Decoded. And the reason I got it is because, you know, Jay-Z, he's like one of these people that's like high up here that like, so I always wonder, like, is he like a regular person? Does he think regular shit? I wanted to know. His book was called Decoded. So I'm thinking maybe he gives some insight. Yo. Yes.
Okay.
Jay-Z, all the things that I've ever wondered about Jay-Z are in this book. And yeah, he's a regular person. He's a real regular person. And the shit that I think, does Jay-Z think this? Did he think that? He thought it. He definitely did. Okay. Dope ass book. And the other one is Questlove's Mo Better Blues. The Roots. You read this one?
No, it's on my. I know. I'm getting there. For real, man. I'm getting there. Man. Jeez.
Yeah, this one's really dope because I didn't know much about Questlove besides that he was the drummer. And I'll tell you a story about Questlove. One time I was at a show in, I think it might have been Drexel University in Philadelphia. It was some college and university in Philadelphia. And I was backstage because I was with my brother, rest in peace, Pumpkinhead. And his sister at the time was kind of a part of the Roots, Jean Grey. So we went down there and we were backstage with Jean Grey or whatever. So we were, you know, right behind the stage as the Roots were performing to this college. And Questlove, yo, I've never seen someone drum like this man before. Yo, he was drumming hard as hell and fast as hell. And yo, I swear to you, I saw this man go like bang and break his stick. And before, listen to this. His stick broke in two pieces, flew up in the air, his right stick. Before he got a chance to miss a beat, my man pulled another drumstick out of his back pocket and kept the fucking beat. I was like, yo! And the shit breaks, and looking at the shit in fast time, it breaks, and he's like, just, I was like, yo, alien like. So yeah, that's when I found out that nobody has better breath control on stage than Black Thought.
Oh my God, the man.
And then after I met Black Thought for the first time, and yo, he's like super duper cool. Like he made me feel so regular. Not made me feel regular. He made himself feel regular. Like it wasn't like, yeah, he was one of the coolest people I ever met. Like he was talking to me like, I was like, damn, homie, like we know each other from somewhere, but it's just super cool, super cool. Shout out to Black Thought, the Roots. They are my favorite hip hop group.
Okay.
So yeah, little Cymarshall Law stories. Maybe I should have put those in my books.
Yeah, man, come on. What?
But yeah. What time? Yo, it's 7:15. Jeez Louise. That's good. That's good though. That means we've had fun. I see the sun coming up outside. You know what I'm saying? We've been up since 3. I had all this other stuff to talk about, but I'm not gonna. I guess I can kind of just run through a couple things that There were just notes. Did you see? And stay on, Rosie. You might as well, because after this, I'm gonna log off. So let me see. Hold on. So yeah, the few things I want to talk about. Well, I'll just run through these fast. Did you see AOC's Instagram or Twitter? Her giving her firsthand of what happened to her when they stormed the Capitol.
No, I haven't been on Twitter. Was it on Twitter like recently? Because I haven't been on Twitter much the past few days. I mean, I've been there, but not really.
She posted it a couple of days ago, and she said initially she wasn't able to say what happened to her because of security reasons, but she gave her first-hand account of where she was at and what she was doing when those guys, the Proud Boys or whoever, stormed the Capitol. And she was in danger for her life. This is crazy. Check out AOC's Instagram. You'll find it on there. She'll give her first full-hand account. I just thought it was crazy. I haven't heard a lot of people's first-hand accounts, but it sounded like her life was in full danger. And not only that, it sounded like the police officers there that she brought were there to protect her. Didn't seem like they were there to protect her. It almost seemed like they were all in on it together.
Well, yeah, I didn't think any of them were there really to protect. I think they were all part of that, right? Those crazy people storming the Capitol.
I can't say yes or no to that because I wasn't there. But what I can say is I like first-hand accounts. So her first-hand account of like, someone actually came in to save her who was a police officer. But she said when that person got there, the look on his face and the aggression within him was something else. When you just feel badness from someone? And she was like, this person, came to save her, but he looked angry at her. Like he was just giving off scary shit. Some people, man, I can't believe some people, man. Anyhow, moving on. Woman heckles LeBron courtside Karen. I don't know. Leave these athletes alone. Did you see that one? This woman on the side.
You do.
Sometimes I just try to do like current events, and I saw LeBron got into a full argument with this woman.
Like, look, you do realize that I have been like the past week or so just writing reports, man. Like I am so behind the news. Like usually I'll be like, yo, yeah. But right now I'm just like enjoying it as you're telling it. Carry on.
No, that's all good. I'm starting to feel like it's my job to know these things. Disney recently came out and said that they're coming out with a full Wakanda series based on the Black Panther movie. So that is dope as hell. We didn't know what was going to happen with Black Panther 2, but last week, or I think last week, I said that Michael B. Jordan is going to be in Black Panther 2.
But how does that
happen? Don't know. Well, in comic books, someone's always coming back to life. So either they're going to do that, or it'll be like a flashback, or like maybe, remember in Black Panther 1 when T'Challa went to like that afterlife world where he got to speak to his dad? I'm like, maybe it'll be in that form. But who knows? I'm glad he's back in it, though. I hope they find a way to keep him in it forever. Yeah. I think that would be awesome. I seen an Alexa commercial yesterday with him in it, and it looked like he was like the new body of Alexa. I don't know if the commercial tricked me, but it's like, you know how back in the day you would watch like Star Trek and like someone would pop up out of someone's watch and you could actually talk to. It looks like Alexa, the thing you talk to and say, what time is it, Alexa? That, I think it's Amazon puts them out, or Google, one of them. Anyhow, it looks like they're coming out with a virtual body. I don't know if I read the camera wrong or read the commercial wrong, but when they do that, sure, it's crazy. Yeah, and then my good news of the day, I recently found out that there are two things that I found. There are some Kenyan inventors that created bio-robotic arms that is controlled by your brain signals. I just think that's awesome because, you know, someone loses a limb. I'm sure they'll make it so it can control leg signals as well. And I think that's just dope. You lose a limb, and these brothers from Kenya have invented something so that you can have a bio-robotic arm, just like you were in a movie.
Cool.
And then a high school principal works night shifts at Walmart and donates his whole check to students in need. There are good people left in the world. Every once in a while, I find some. So this guy's a high school principal and spends his nights at a Walmart and gives the entire check to students in need. Yo, shout out to that brother. Look that story up. So yeah, that's that. So I think we can kind of wrap up. I just want to, you know, thank you for coming on. And you know, I always have my quote of the day. So this one is anonymous. Find a lot of anonymous quotes. Anyhow, I want to thank you all for joining. And before I let you go, I'm going to say my quote of the day. Subscribe, share. Rosa, thank you so much for joining. Your book review was incredible. Excited to have you back next Wednesday. I hope you guys have a wonderful day ahead of you. Remember, matter of fact, I'm going to run through my list. This morning, for those who started late, this morning the name of the show was Living with Purpose, and I had a list of things to help you live with purpose. So let me just run through that list quickly. Again, number 1 was create a compelling future. What are you going to be doing 3 years from now? Whatever you're doing now, just think everything you're doing now is creating your life in the future. To live a life with purpose, it's best to start with the end in mind. So that's number 1, create a compelling future. Number 2, know your whys. As soon as we get off this meeting, you're going to have a decision to make, and just know why you're doing it. It helps you with your purpose. 3, find your mission in life. It's easy for me to do the show because I feel like my mission in life is to inspire and to teach and to spread love and positivity. So when you know your mission in life, it's easier to know your purpose. Number 4 would be act today, not tomorrow. The future waits for no man. Get it while you can. The more you put things off, the more your purpose becomes muddled. You don't feel as connected to your mission because you're not acting on it every day. So if you know what I'm saying, if you have a purpose, do it. Number 5, take baby steps. As long as you're moving towards your goal, I'm happy with that. It helps you with your purpose. Again, when you're not moving forward and you're staying stagnant, you kind of get lost in the sauce. Number 6, focus on one thing at a time. I feel like sometimes when you have too many things on your plate, it's hard to know that you should be focused on the meat of your plate and not the surroundings. You know what I'm saying? You never eat the appetizers first. You do eat the appetizers first, but as long as you get to the main course, you'll get your full nourishment. So focus on one thing at a time, and that thing should be the thing that you love most. Number 7, say no a lot. Say no all the time. Say no all the time. If you say yes to everything, it's going to drain your energy. And if something doesn't align with your vision of where you want to be and who you are, say no. Don't feel bad about saying no. No. Number 8, look at obstacles as signs, very similar to how Santiago from the Alchemist came up with all those obstacles. And in the end, they were actually signs helping him to get where he needed to go. And lastly, number 9, consume your life with uplifting content. You are who you talk to. You are the podcast you listen to. You are the TV shows you watch. You are the books you read. So fulfill your life with positivity, good vibes, and that's it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. And my quote is very simple, but it is this. It is better to beat your target than to fall before the finish line. Yeah, that's it. So what that is saying is it's better to take baby steps towards where you want to get to instead of and getting there instead of falling before you even get there. So if it's taking you time to get where you need to go, that's fine. As long as you don't completely stop and never get there. If you're taking your time to get there, it's all right, you're going to get there. So take that into today. And Rosa, thank you again for joining us. You've been incredible today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night. What time is it?
It's 9:26 in Japan.
Jeez. It's 7 a.m. here. Yeah, thank you, Rosa. Thank you for
Thanks
everyone
for having me,
joining
bro.
today.
You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for having me. I know kind of went on a bit long today, but shout out to everyone who was just, you know, chatting there, dropping some gems and whatnot. This guy, I like Sire's here like Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I'm here every Wednesday. You know, hit him up. If you've got any book recs, drop it into DMs on Instagram. Cymarshall Reads with Rosa. We got you. Just let us know. Thanks, Sai. Have a good day.
Oh, Amelia, the cupcake book is called A Piece of Cake by Cupcake Brown. Amy did say it. Amy, I wonder if you've read it. Amy's your homegirl, right?
Yeah, and Amelia.
Librarian?
Thanks, fam.
And Amelia. Yo, peace, love, and positive energy.